Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do price action analysis. And guys, after 5 red days in a row, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, boy were we spoiled. Today, SPY gave us a choppy day with a price action, picked the range, and decided to just chop between that range. Holy moly, you can see it here on the 15-minute chart. You can see my yellow lines. This is the 382 to 381.5 zone with the bottom of my range at 378 to 378.5 zone. And 380 was the equilibrium level, meaning the middle level. Okay? And you guys can see since yesterday morning into the afternoon and all day today, you can see the SPY just chop in this range. And we're going to talk about how Uncle traded this chop fest and what the next plan of action is going to be. Let's go! So as usual, guys, when the market opens, Uncle always gonna identify the first support and resistance level. I got first support at 380, first support at 378 to 378.5 zone. That's pretty much the chop zone that you guys can see here with market open, right? With market open, we got that breakdown of 378.5, but keep in mind this was a zone, 378 to 378.5 zone. If you do short the top of the zone, you would have to take profit at the 378 level based on level to level strategy. But if you shorted 378, then you would have looked for downside targets, okay? However, we broke down 378.5 to start off the day. It bounced right at 378. Now, this is where I alerted the group. Yeah, strong rejection close to the 380 level and 378.5 failed. I'd be more bearish if 378 failed. Bulls need to recapture 378.5 and clear 380. Okay? So we was looking for the false breakdown setup, and here it was. Boom! There's the false breakdown setup where it recaptured that 378.5 level. Now, as I usually say, this is the ideal entry. If you miss one entry, look for the breakout of the next level, okay? And it cleared right here. Boom. Cleared 380, all right? You can see here it closed just above 380 on the 15-minute chart, and it triggered a nice move, level-to-level move to 381.5 to 382 zone, okay? Take profits level to level, just using the setups. All right, now here's what happened next. We hit 382, and this was important that I mentioned to the group, okay? I wrote here, loss of 382 triggered a sell-off yesterday to 378. Consider this a sell zone. Now look what happened here. We look at yesterday's price action. We took out the 382 level. That loss of that level triggered a very nice move to the downside. So for me, 381.5 to 382, as mentioned to the group, was a sell zone, and you guys can see here, sell. And it gave us a false breakdown of the 381.5 level, triggered a nice move down to 378.86s. Right here, smashed the 382 level. All right, this false breakdown of 381.5 didn't work, but it did not take out 382. Broke down 381.5 again, dropped right back down to 380. Level to level moves, guys. Okay, from 380 to 382. From 381.5 breakdown to 380. It went down a little lower. But from 380 recapture, back up to 382 to 381.5 zone. 381.5 breakdown, back down to 380. Even on chop days, there are opportunities to make money. Trend days are obviously much easier to trade. But chop days require us to be proactive in identifying the levels and the setups, and reactive when the actual trading happens. You gotta be quick to take profits. That's how trading the chop is. If you don't like trading the chop, empower yourself to say, no, I'm not gonna trade today. I'm gonna wait for a better condition. Because most people don't like trading chops. Trading chops are a lot more difficult than trend days. So you can always wait for the trend day to trade. You don't have to trade chop days. Now, the chop ends, in my opinion, we already know. You can see here, oh, picture's worth 1,000 words. You guys can see here, 382 to 378 is the chop zone. Obviously, in my opinion, the chop phase will end when we break out this range. All right? Now we're looking at the daily chart. You can see the RSI is oversold still. In my opinion, the longer this chops, the more this favors the bears. Okay, because the RSI can cool down and correct through time. It doesn't have to give us a relief bounce. It can correct through time, okay? The longer this chop, the more this favors the bears. However, with the RSI oversold, bears need to react fast. They need to react fast, and the sooner the better, especially with this setup. Okay, we're overextended to the downside based on the lower Bollinger Band. RSI is oversold, and you can see here with the news. Look at the news. Bear market is back. Guys, I get very skeptical when the news start getting bearish. All right? I get skeptical about being bearish when the headlines start coming out like this. All right? So, but at the end of the day, price action is the shepherd. Price action has the final say. Even though we have a setup here for a bounce, we still need price action to give us the trigger. All right? You guys can see obviously here the market recognizes that 382 level. That big breakdown led to a nice $4 to $5 drop. Okay? And you can see here multiple times on the 15-minute chart, price rejected there. Okay? So, bull case scenario starts by 1, staying above that critical 380 level, and 2, it starts by clearing 382. If 382 clears, look for calls, okay? Assuming SPY opens where it is now and it clears 382, look for calls. If it gaps up, obviously, identify the first support and resistance level and just wait for the first breakout or breakdown using the 15 to 30 minute chart. All right? Now, if we clear 382, I got 383 to 383.5 zone in play, and above that is the 50-day moving average, which is now right there with the 38.2 fib level, which is at 386.6. All right? A recapture 386.6, I would favor a bottom is in. A bottom, not the bottom, but a bottom is in. The best time to assume a bottom is in is when a critical resistant level clears. Okay, we started off with 382, 383 to 383.5 zone. Clear that 386.6 zone. That's both the 50-day moving average and the 38.2 fib level. Let's fill some gap around 388 and let's go back and test 390. All right, recapture of 390 would be a very critical false breakdown setup because 390 was the critical support level for the chop that we had back in November all the way to early December, okay? All right? That's the bull case scenario, and it starts with the recapture 382. As long as we're below 382, all right, and it defends, all right, I need to see that 380 level fail. We got the failure of 380, but it kept recapturing today, okay? So we didn't, it really doesn't count unless it happens on the daily chart. All right. So clear down, break down 380, break down 378. You guys can see here on the 15-minute chart, these last couple of days, the 378, the 378.5 zone has supported and acted as strong support level. So a breakdown of this level to see this buy zone, you can call it, this buy zone or demand zone, to see this demand zone get broken down and become a resistance level would be very bearish, and put 375.5 to 376 zone in play. What else do I got? I got a pivot low here back in November 9th, 373.6, and below that is the 61.8 fib level at 371.5 to 372 zone. I may try longs direct there if we ever go down below, if we ever go get that low. All right, guys, so you guys got my bull case scenario. It starts with clearing 382, recapture that level, and my bear case scenario is break down 380 and especially that 378 level. Break this chop range, okay? Chop range is 378 to 382 right now. Let's break that chop range and let's get a direction, whether it's up or down. We're gonna do this sheep style. Bah! Now let's move on to the triple Q. All right, you guys can see Uncle's purple fib channel line. I actually made a video on how to create fib channels, so definitely check that out, all right? But yeah, based on this fib channel, the resistance level is at 270.5-ish, okay? Bulls need to recapture 270.5-ish, get back above 273. That's a 23.6 fib level. Recapture of 273 would give us a false breakdown setup, okay, and would be pretty bullish if we recapture 273. All right, recaptures 273. We'll put 276 and 277.5-ish back in play. All right, now as long as below 270.5, 269. This was June low. Okay, 269 is the next support. If that fails, we go back and test 267 and held that support today pretty well. I got 265.5, a pivot low at 263, and possibly drop down to 260-ish is in play, okay? So bull case starts above 270.5, bear case continues with 269 and 267 failing as support. Dow Jones did not manage to recapture that 328.5 level, okay? But bull case starts with that level recapturing with 330.8 and 330.6 in play. Recapture these level above 333.6. Our favorite A bottom is in. I would swing calls above that level, okay? As long as below 328.5, the next critical support is around 325 to 324.5 zone. And if that fails, we could possibly drop down to 320 to 321 zone, all right? Tesla, holy moly, don't try to catch this falling knife. I'm looking at it from the weekly chart. I've mentioned to you guys for many days now to stay bearish on Tesla as long as it's below 159. Don't try to catch this falling knife. But if you want to, that's up to you. I don't recommend it. But if you are looking for calls, I do recommend trying it if 143 can recapture. I got resistant at 143 with a big pop to 150-ish and 154, 156, and 159 back in play. But we got to recapture 143, okay? There is support at 137.6. If that fails, 134.8, 131, and a big drop to 126.6 is in play, okay? Guys, don't try to call a bottom. I know the RSI is very oversold and all that stuff, but we just need some bullish momentum so we can ride it, okay? Ride the bullish momentum with a false breakdown setup, all right? Starting at 143. Apple, I got first resistant. As of right now, I got first resistant at 132.7 and 133.8-ish. Needs to recapture those levels for me to be bullish to put 136, 137.5, and 139 back in play, okay? As long as below 132 with 133.5 is highest, I'm overall bear bias, okay? With next support at 131.5 and 130 with 129 below that and 126 below 129, okay? Let's look at some inverses. VIX broke down, continue to break, stay below 20, this 22.7 level, okay? Opened above it, but broke it down intraday. 20.5 is in play, all right? As long as below 22.7, I'm bearish on the VIX, okay? DXY starting to look bearish here, breaking down that support level at 104.3-ish, okay? So usually DXY and VIX usually inverses the SPY. Not all the time. It doesn't always all the time. 75 to 80% of the time it inverses the SPY. But right now it's looking bearish for DXY, okay? So just keep an eye on that. Definitely bulls are going to need DXY and VIX to continue looking bearish if it wants to see SPY get some type of relief rally or maybe a short squeeze. Who the heck knows? Let the price action guide you. But let's check out the option flow. This is filtered for 500K premiums or above. And what sticks out to me are these right here. We're still seeing big money continuing to accumulate out the money puts. All right, this one's January 20th. This one's March 17th. So there's definitely a lot of time on it. But there's big money out there that think this is a good time to accumulate puts. This one's a block order, 15.2 million, over 12,000 in size, 394 strike price. Okay, December 22nd is 394 strike price. So it was very in the money puts right there. All right, but overall, big money is bearish on the SPY. Triple Q, big money is very bearish on Triple Q with 98% into puts right now, and you guys can see that millions upon millions of dollars going into puts. I'm seeing a lot of in the money puts though. a month to 3 months out here. But yeah, overall bearish on QQQ. Dow Jones, nothing. Tesla, and yeah, overall bearish on Tesla. Look at this block order. This is a call, 143 strike price, 5,000 in size. So somebody's being bold and starting to accumulate calls at this size. Okay, not very aggressive, only 145 strike price, but still January 20th. They got time on it. This person right here, they're adding more puts. Sweep orders, 5,000 in size, 141 strike price, December 23rd. It might have, they may have cast out on that already. But yeah, overall bearish for Tesla. Apple, interesting. Bullish on Apple right now, 62%. Okay, a lot of block orders here, all over $1 million. We're seeing a lot for June 20th, 2024. So we got 120 strike price. All right, so very in the money calls are starting to come in for, for the 2024, June 24. What are these, leaps? Holy moly. However, this person right here got some puts. 130 strike price for February 17th. All right, so long term, these big money's starting to accumulate on Apple. Okay, so if you're a long-term investor, you guys may want to keep note of that. DXY probably has nothing, of course. And VIX overall bearish on the VIX. Okay, block orders right here. Big size, 29 strike price with puts. All right, so very in the money puts, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more content from Uncle Chartist, please consider joining my Discord. I appreciate it so much. Other than that, thank you. Peace.